Hey everybody, I am having a walk along the edge of this forest here, having a look for some mushrooms. I'm actually working today. I've done a house viewing and I'm actually on my way to go meet some clients who have just arrived that brought a house with us. I've got to go meet them with the keys. But I was driving through the woods and I spotted some beautiful parasol mushrooms. They're really good for eating, so I'm going to show you how to identify these, and I'm going to show you, maybe talk through a few recipes, where to look for them, all that kind of thing. So yeah, stay tuned. You see my car over there, you might just see this mushroom down in front of us now. This here is a parasol mushroom. And I could spot this one from driving through the forest just on the road here. At least I'm pretty certain it is. I haven't had a look at it yet. Let's just break this off. Yeah, and there we go. It's a beautiful specimen. Sound like a proper nerd, but yeah, you've got these nice kind of pleated pattern on the top here. And one way to tell is this kind of snakeskin type pattern up here on the stipe. And this ring around the top, which I can't show you with holding the camera with one hand and holding the mushroom with the other, but that little skirt around the stem there can move freely up and down. You've got the white gills there. So yeah, that's a parasol mushroom. Can't remember the Latin name right now. I'll probably put it in the description or something. But these are really nice to eat. And usually, where you find one, you find a load more. There's a little mushroom down here in the grass. I don't know if you're going to see that one next to the pine cones. Well, I'm not seeing any others yet, which is quite surprising. I've actually got a whole bunch of these parasol mushrooms that I found yesterday in someone's garden. Actually, not far from here. I was doing a house viewing and had to ask the customers to excuse me for 10 minutes while I went and picked the mushrooms in the garden. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the edge. It's only a very thin strip of forest. I'm going to come over and have a look at the edge. That's where I often seem to find the most, to have the best luck. Oh, I can see another one. It's like a big one. Can you spot it? Oh, two. This is what I mean. When you start finding them, you usually find loads. There's also loads of wild crocus out at the minute. Maybe I'll show you that in a minute. I can just see the little glimpse of lilac through the trees. Got to double check, but I think it's the autumn crocuses that are out now. Is what you get the saffron from. So maybe I'll even take a couple of those. Have some saffron mushrooms tonight. Anyway, let's have a look at these. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see. They should be kind of like slightly bulbous at the bottom. They should kind of branch out, and here you're going to see that pattern a bit more clearly on the stipe there. I mean, it's not, I don't know, snakeskin's how they describe it in the books, but that's probably a better word. It doesn't look like a snakeskin to me, but it's just that nice kind of pattern that you can see here. I wonder if I'm going to be able to move this with one hand. A little bit, you can't really see. But that slides up and down. There you go. Oh, I've broken it now. What I've probably got here is a very young one, just coming up. Unless you know what you're doing, it's kind of advised to leave young mushrooms that haven't properly opened up yet. A bit more easy to mistake them for something else when they're in that kind of form. Once you feel confident with it, they are generally nicer the fresher they are. But what I like about them is when they do open up like this, they get really big. You can cook those caps whole. The stalks aren't worth bothering with. And here you can see all this crocus. Beautiful. So I don't cook the stalks, I just cook the caps. And I find that if you fry them whole, you can kind of eat them like a burger, which is really nice, like a veggie burger. Just the whole cap fried, a little bit of garlic butter, a bit of salt and pepper, really nice. Between some bread with some garlic mayo, some salad, really nice. I see some more young ones over here in the grass. There's going to be loads in a couple of days. So I don't really need any more of these right now. I've actually got a load on the table at home, as well as some honey fungus at the minute, which I've got for eating, and some field mushrooms that I've got that my dad brought me. Here's a nice one. Here's a lovely one. Oh, it's big. Couldn't quite get that out whole, but yeah, look at that pattern. Beautiful, just opening up. That's a really nice one. That's about as fresh as I like to pick them, but obviously a little bit harder to cook the way I'm talking about. If you chop them up and you fry them just in some garlic oil or butter or something like that, I find that they turn mushy really quick, and they just kind of go to like a bit kind of gloopy. I don't know what the word is. They're just mushy. There's not really any texture to them, more so than your normal kind of supermarket mushroom. What I like to do with it is cut them into strips and then put them in a hot pan without any oil, just a dry pan, nice and hot, and just kind of sear the sides, and yeah, get a bit of cook on both sides of it, and then right at the very end, before serving, just add in a tiny bit of garlic oil, a few herbs, again salt and pepper, that kind of thing. This is sort of perfect location for these. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not really looking very hard, and I think that's one of the nice things about these parasols, is that you don't have to look too hard to find them. So here are these little wild crocuses. Hopefully that's focusing enough. They're beautiful flowers, and I should have googled this probably before I start talking about it, but I think it's these autumn ones, and that's the stamen in the middle. The kind of orange yellow stamen you can see there, that is saffron. Now I might be wrong, it might be, I don't even know if it's all kinds of crocus or it's a certain kind. I think I remember reading about it before and thinking it was an autumn flowering purple crocus like this. There's a lot of yellow ones out at the minute too. I'm gonna have to check this out, but let me know in the comments if you know about it. And you can see why it's such a valuable herb. Imagine how long it will take to, you've got 3 little stamen inside that flower, how long it's going to take to pick a whole jar full of that. It's a lot of crocuses, and it's never like to take too much from nature, but I mean, as you can probably see here, there are just so much of them. If I wanted to come and pick a little bit for a meal, I definitely could. Can you see them going all the way along this road? That goes all the way up there. There's loads of them. Well, I have found enough for today. I think I've got 12 now in total, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to, I better get on and do some work, to be honest, so I'm going to get going. But in about 20 minutes, that took me, I found enough for a couple of meals, or, you know, enough easily for me and Jess for tonight. But I think I'm actually going to give these ones to some friends. I've got an old neighbour who I'm going to give a lift to later. I think I might give him some. Every time I've given them to people in the village, I think a lot of the old people would have been out like me, picking them at every opportunity back in the day, and I think some of them are too old to do that now, and every time I've given them to someone in the village, they've been so grateful, and I think it's like they haven't had them for years, so it's always a nice experience. And seeing as I've got so many and I've already got some at home, I think I can afford to do that today. I've got to go and see a guy later about a plot of land, maybe I'll give him a couple. But yeah, I should also say a bit of a disclaimer, don't take my word for it. Do your research, have a look in the books. There's some great identification apps, but you should never go off just one of those things. There's a lot of, I've been taught by friends, family, also my neighbour in Bulgaria when I first moved here. He was really knowledgeable, he taught me some of the local ones. But yeah, always do your research, be really careful. There are a few lookalikes, but yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys again soon in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day.